nothing. It was North Pontotoc 33, Kossuth 13, Sebastopol over Pelahatchie. And we just bring that one up because we love the names.
They're draining the pool.
They're draining. Well, the pool was full tonight. 32-20 over Pelahatchie. Picayune, and this was a good game. Picayune and Poplarville. And Picayune was behind for a good portion of this game, but ended up winning 28-21. And that was a road game for Picayune.
By the way, speaking of Picayune, I was going to tell Chris, the guys there at WRJW,
It's
taken care of.
Everything's good now.
Okay, everything's good. I was going to say
It was not good, but it
is
good
good now. Okay.
All right. Well, whatever that conversation.
So go
was.
back. Well, they were trying to grab the show off the feed and couldn't get it.
And I had to restart the stream, and that seemed to take care of it.
Okay. Go back over that Picayune score again.
All right. It was 28-21 Picayune over Poplarville.
That was a tough game.
Yeah, Poplarville's 3-1. Well, both of them were 3-1 going into this game, but Picayune won that game on the road. New Albany over Pontotoc 45-22. Raleigh shut out Morton 36-0. Terry shut out Raymond 35-0. Richland over Pisgah. They play every week. Richland beat Pisgah 35-6. Senatobia over Olive Branch 22-0. Another shutout. Simmons shut out Leland 40-0. Horn Lake 21, South Panola 14. George County over Stone 13-0. This is your favorite. Van Cleve 69, Moss Point 18. And I'll give you one more, and I think you've got a caller.
Yeah, John Weaver.
Madison Central prevailed in the end over Warren Central 32-24. That was a close game throughout, but Madison Central ends up winning 32-24.
Well, all right, let's John Weaver's.
Here is John Weaver.
Yeah, he's got to get out of town or something like that. But we're glad to have you, John. It must have been some kind of game tonight.
It was. It was all that it lived up to be. They traded body blows in the first half. It was 7-7 after one. It was 14-10 at the half. There was a kick return. There was a blocked punt. There was a fumble on the goal line that turned into another fumble that MRA gets back and punches it in. It was a one of those. Remember the old Jefferson Pilot SEC game of the week?
Yeah, slobber knockers.
That's what it was. But the Patriots come out and win 35-24 tonight at the Brickyard. It was one of those games that started being like it was who had the ball last, maybe, but the defenses came out on fire first, which you typically think in that type of game. Defenses are going to be amped up a little bit more. Offenses trying to get their way. But the Patriots score 3 touchdowns there in the second half, and J.A. puts 2 across. Now, I'll tell you, J.A.,
they're good.
Weapons,
yes.
Man. The running back, the quarterback, Amari. Then you mentioned the defense. There's some good things coming out of that game, but I tell you, I really think the schedule that MRA has played with Collierville, Jeff Davis, Ravenwood, has set them up for these battle-tested games. Playing Prep and then playing Hartfield, they've played those guys going into this game. They've been battle-tested, are now 5-1 on the season, and now they travel to Baton Rouge and play Catholic out of Baton Rouge.
Oh, who put this schedule together?
You know, some crazy head coach called Herbert Davis.
He would, and he will not back down from anybody. I got to ask you, did your offensive line, because I was very impressed with them last week, did your offensive line handle J.A.'s defensive line?
I couldn't say handle because it was back and forth, but they gave Samuel a lot of time in pass protection, and when they had to get first down runs, we did. There was just there were running lanes. There were times where, they would stuff us, but a lot of times that, you can see how Coach Kenny Williams and the offensive line have worked on running their tracks, whether it's gap scheme or a zone scheme of picking up what comes. I mean, there were two rushing touchdowns tonight where the offensive line just mauled Jackson Academy's defensive front, just pushed the D-line into the linebackers, and O'Kane walked in.
And that's
Jack Poole was another.
That's not easy to do. Let me ask you this, John, and we're talking with John Weaver at MRA. Last week I thought it was pretty balanced. The offensive attack was running pass was balanced. Is this a team that uses the pass to set up the run, or do they use the run to set up the pass? I couldn't figure it out last week.
Yeah, I think what the straw that stirs the drink for Herbert Davis is the quarterback that makes it go, obviously. And I think they go into each game of what is the defense going to give us best? Is it secondary looks? Are they going to give us pressure? Are they going to give us a soft box? And I honestly think, and I'm not trying to coach speak you. I mean, I don't coach football anymore, so I can't coach speak you. That it's whatever the defense presents itself, and that's a caveat of going fast, being able to play tempo so you get them out of position. So if you have a soft box, obviously that opens up the run. If you have numbers in the secondary, which tonight we had numbers in the secondary, had 86 yards passing in the first half, and I think Stockton ended up with 314 or 330.
Wow.
So that's why I say, like, he uses Herbert has this innate ability to just kind of see where you're at. And I tell you this, he's the only coach that I know, Russ, that can see all 22 at the same time.
Wow.
It's amazing. It's how he coaches, and it's kudos to him and his staff. And for MRA, it's a great night to be a Patriot.
Really sounds like it, John. I know you're going to have to get out of town. We appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. Be careful on the road, my friend.
Yeah, going to Huntsville for the OWN PRville cross-country meet tomorrow in Huntsville, Alabama with some of our guys and see how we do. So I appreciate you getting me on early. And always, and this isn't lip service, but thank you so much for all you guys do for high school football.
Thank you, John. We appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
All righty. We only got a minute or so before we have
Well, I tell you, let's get Ty Boyles in real quick.
All right.
Here's Ty.
Ty, the Tigers are not scoring enough points. What's going on here? What's going on here? Can we get him?
Well,
Guys, I'm going to actually jump in here and say it was my fault.
John, you're not supposed to do that this early in the show.
I'm not going to leave you out to dry.
Oh, man.
Hey, can I slip in one score
Yeah,
here?
do that.
And I've checked this a couple of times, but West Point was at Tupelo tonight. And West Point apparently won 28-21.
Oh!
So Tupelo takes their first loss, and West Point continues to be undefeated. But that's a 5A school going to a 7A school. And West Point's, I think they beat what? They beat Starkville?
Yeah.
And now they beat Tupelo. So they must be pretty salty.
Have you ever known them a year not to be?
No,
yeah,
no, I don't think so.
That is a huge win. Hey, we got a big show coming up. Ray Coleman coming up in the next segment, along with Tommy Upton with Picayune. All your scores, all your calls until midnight tonight. Tonight's show made possible by State Treasurer David McRae and his college savings program. We'll take a timeout. And when we come back, we'll go back to the phones on Friday night under the lights.
Hello, Mississippi. Did you know that the average student graduates college with $30,000 worth of debt? That amount of debt can delay major life milestones, including getting married, buying a home, and starting a family. But don't worry, we've got some good news for you tonight. College Savings Mississippi and Treasurer David McRae can help you reduce or eliminate that debt. Their plans are flexible and affordable. Start saving for as little as $25 today. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more.
Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services, rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job, and my new roof looks great.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
If the money's yours, you should have it. That's why State Treasurer David McRae has returned a record $80 million in unclaimed money to Mississippians. And there's hundreds of millions more, maybe with your name on it. Check the list. Visit www.treasury.ms.gov and see if you have any of the unclaimed money. Each year, banks, utilities, businesses, brokers, and insurance companies turn over millions of dollars to the state because they're not sure who is entitled to the funds. Treasurer McRae has an entire unclaimed money staff waiting to take your claim and return your money. Check the list today. Treasury.ms.gov.
And we're back. Russ, we got a couple callers right at the moment.
Okay. Well, I know Ty is one of them.
So
Wants to
here
talk
he
about
is.
Crystal Springs. Ty, you with us?
Yes, I am, Russ.
Where is the offense for the Crystal Springs Tigers?
I couldn't tell you. We just have nothing this year, Russ.
Well, you've been beaten by big scores. So defensively, what have you got? Anybody stand out?
No, not really.
Wow. So have they won a game yet, Crystal Springs?
No.
Okay,
No.
so 0-4.
0-4. We have Franklin County next week at Franklin County.
Oh, boy, it's tough to go and win down there. Well, good luck to you. You don't have to say hook 'em horse because they're off tomorrow.
John Dog!
They are on
fact-
tomorrow. Thanks, Ty.
Not a fact, Russ. I am leaving in probably 15, 20 minutes heading up towards Start Vegas.
All right.
You take it easy up there and keep it between the lines.
I will, and I will send you pictures.
Okay, sounds good, Ty. We'll put them on the website. Thanks, brother.
I hope he's got a place to stay. I mean, it's a little early for the game.
Is it 11:40 game?
No, it's just like at 3 o'clock or something like that.
So
So
it's
get there early.
So, guys, it's exciting. Josh is on the phone, and he's going to discuss the double overtime win.
Hey.
Jefferson Davis County 28 over East Marion 22. And here's Josh.
Hey, Josh, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Russ. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let me ask you before we get started on this, do you like the overtime rules that high school football has now? I mean, is it something that
It's a good rule. I think it's okay. I wish it would just if it would be changed. I wish it was a college rule and go back to 25. But I don't like going for 2 at the third overtime. I just want them to keep playing. But tonight, Jefferson Davis County come in 1-3. East Marion was 2-2. The game was played at East Marion. The score was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter and 14-14 at halftime. It was 14-8, but Jefferson Davis was trying to score and they fumbled. East Marion got the fumble, took it down to the 5-yard line, punched it in. So we got a 14-14 game at halftime. And East Marion scored first in the second half to go up 22-14. Went for 2 and got it. And then Jefferson Davis County went for 2 and got theirs also. It was 22-22 in the fourth quarter. Well, East Marion was driving down the field. They had a first and goal inside. I mean, not first and goal, but first and 10 inside the 20, ended up being a 3rd and 10 inside the 20, and they ended up throwing an interception that kind of sealed the deal to take the game to overtime. Well, in the first overtime, East Marion got the ball first and went 4 and out, did not score. But on the first play that Jefferson Davis had the ball, they sacked the quarterback and he fumbled, and East Marion got the ball. So no score in the first overtime, still 22-22. Well, then Jefferson Davis got the ball in the second overtime, scored on 4th down. So clutch play there. So then they did not get the extra 2-point conversion, 28-22. Then in overtime, where East Marion got the ball, they went 4 and out, and 28-22. Really great game, hard fought by both teams. I mean, I in my opinion, it was probably the best game in Mississippi anywhere in the state tonight. I was the line judge on the referee crew tonight. I just want to give a shout out to all my referees if you're listening. We all did a great job tonight, and I think that it was a well played game. There was no big arguments on either side. Just one team made one more play than the other team. And the biggest play in the game really was that interception late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but number 22 for Jefferson Davis caught the interception, and that really turned the momentum for Jefferson Davis. But never count JDC out. They're 2-3, but they're playing. They play MRA. They play some good teams. And they're coming on, and they're going to be better. And don't ever count them out.
Is Lance Mancuso still there?
He is. Coach Mancuso still there.
Well, then do not count them out.
Yeah, and next week I plan on being in Louisiana for that big game at Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, when MRA plays Catholic High. That's where I plan to be next week.
You're going to get a good one next week, Josh.
I have a girlfriend that lives in Louisiana, so I'm down there all the time anyway. So I'm hoping that I can get down there and see that. Memorial Stadium in Baton Rouge is a real big stadium.
Yeah.
I encourage anybody who lives in the southwest part of Mississippi to come to that game. This probably sits 20,000 people. And it should be a packed house for that game. Catholic played West Monroe tonight. If you can get a score for that game, I'm sure the MRA people will like that. But
yeah. Okay, we'll dig for it.
But JDC wins over East Marion 28-22. Great game in Columbia tonight at East Marion. And I also want to give a shout out to all the East Marion people, all their administration, and all the principals treated us like gold tonight. They're really, really nice to us.
Good.
So thank you, East Marion. JDC gets the win, though.
Josh, great report. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you next week, my friend.
All right, thank you.
All righty.
Ray Coleman.
Oh, Sugar Ray. Have you figured this Clinton team out yet?
Not quite. But honestly, I don't know if they have either. They had a tough one tonight on the road here in South Mississippi versus the Petal Panthers, final 20-3. Offensively, they have to figure out a way to get going on the road. At home, they do a lot better.
Why is that, Ray? What causes that?
I think it's just the comfort level. You're talking about young men, for the Clinton Arrows, at least offensively, they're sophomores that are kind of at those skill positions, the running backs, the quarterbacks, receivers. All of those young men are sophomores. Now, they have a senior-laden front line on the offensive line, but they're still trying to figure it out, the rhythm, the pace of the game, how to bring it for four quarters, those type of things they're having to learn on the fly. They're 3-2 right now, so they're in good shape. They've played some really good teams in Pearl tonight, Northwest Rankin, Brandon, Warren Central. So they played some of the who's who in the state. And so they get a break. They have a bye week coming up, and then they start their regional play with Murrah, and then it just becomes another huge run when you're talking about Madison and Oxford and Germantown and Starkville. So it's going to get real here pretty soon, guys.
Yes, it is. Big. As a big ball game, Petal is very solid. We'll go talk to Harold here pretty soon. But Ray, thanks for staying up with us tonight. And where are the Arrows next week?
Off.
They're off.
Bye week next week. Yeah, then the following Thursday we play against Murrah to open up regional play.
Very good, Ray. Thanks, buddy. Keep it between the lines.
Yes, indeed. Y'all be good, man.
All right.
All right.
And we've got Tommy Upton from Picayune.
Tommy, that was a game and a half you had down there tonight.
I tell you, it really was. You know, Russ, it started out not Picayune's favor. Poplarville jumps out, 14-point lead. The first time Ty Keys touches the football, he runs it 74 yards for a touchdown. And so 14 seconds into the game, Picayune finds themselves down 7-0. After a turnover on downs, Poplarville gets it back, drives 4 plays, and scores again. So halfway through the first quarter, it's 14-0. And as my grandpa used to say, it just kind of got worse and worse for Picayune.
Grandpa always had a way of putting things.
That's right. So we kind of battled back and forth, and really couldn't do a whole lot. And go down into halftime, down 14-0, and Ty Keys had almost 200 yards in the first half. I mean, he just had our way with us. We just couldn't do anything to stop him. Hats off to the Picayune coaching staff for making some adjustments in the second half. We come out and we drive down the field, end up having to punt, and really didn't do anything on our first possession. They drive down. We end up getting a fumble, so that was really the first turnover of the game. We're able to get some points off of that. So kind of long story short, we end up driving the ball down again. We strip another fumble as they're going into the end zone. They're driving down to take another 14-point lead. We strip the ball on the goal line, get the ball back, drive down the field, score. Now we're tied, a 14-point swing. We do it again. We force a punt, the first punt of the night, late in the fourth quarter. We finally take a lead, go up 28-21. Poplarville has about 6 minutes to go. They drive down the field and fumble again on the end zone, and we're able to get the ball and basically run out the clock with about 2 minutes to go and hold on to a 28-21 lead. So, you know, lots of great plays. Todd, you don't hear a whole lot of 35-yard touchdown passes from Picayune, but hats off to senior Colt Robertson. He dropped one in the bucket. Nobody in the stadium expected him to do it. Offensive line gave him all the time in the world. He drops one in the bucket to Fortenberry, 35 yards, a beautiful pass play to give us that winning touchdown. So lots of good things from the Tide, but I tell you what, Poplarville and Ty Keys are everything that people are telling you about and more. They're the defending state champions, and they played like it tonight.
You know, let me ask you something, Tommy, before we let you go. This isn't the Ty Keys that was at West Jones, is it? You there?
But yeah, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can. Is this the Ty Keys that was at West Jones?
Not that I'm aware of, Russ, but I don't know that for sure. Somebody may need to call in and confirm.
I would like to get a confirmation on that because he was a freshman 2 years ago. What is Ty this year? Is he a senior or junior?
Well, he looked like he was about 46. So I'm not entirely sure. He was kissing his kids on the, that he had 2 12-year-old boys running around there that I thought were his children. So I'm not entirely sure. No, I really don't know. He's a senior. I do know that, though.
Okay. All right. Hey, Tommy, where are you at very quickly next week?
Hey, we're off. We finally get a little bit of break, and we start region play at Pascagoula.
Very good, man. Have a great weekend, Tommy. We are going to step aside, take a time out. Tonight's show made possible by the unclaimed money of Mississippi. Of course, this goes through David McRae, the state treasurer, and we're going to get I threatened this last year, but we're going to get the laptop in this year, and you and I are going to find out right here on this show.
Right here.
If we've got money out there laying around, you can too. All the information is on their
Live
website.
and on radio.
That's right. We'll take a time out and be back in a moment.
Mississippians love football, and our high schools in South Mississippi like Gulfport, Moss Point, and Ocean Springs stay connected with their students, parents, and community by live streaming events, including football through WSN Live. WSN Live provides your school with everything you need for professional and seamless live streams that are easy for students to run. And your fans can watch online from anywhere on any device. With WSN Live, your school gets the right gear, a rock-solid network, and game-time tech support. Learn more at WSNLive.com.
Hello, Mississippi. Did you know that the average student graduates college with $30,000 worth of debt? That amount of debt can delay major life milestones, including getting married, buying a home, and starting a family. But don't worry, We've got some good news for you tonight. College Savings Mississippi and Treasurer David McRae can help you reduce or eliminate that debt. Their plans are flexible and affordable. Start saving for as little as $25 today. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more.
At Mississippi Public Broadcasting, we tell local stories that matter. Educational and entertaining television, radio, news, and podcasts. We have something for everyone. So tune in and enjoy all we have to offer. Every day, MPB, your stories, our mission.
Today at noon on MPB Music Radio.
Coming soon, overnights on MPB Think Radio. We'll have a brand new sound. Stay tuned.
This is MPB Think Radio. Mississippi is our mission.
Humor, stories, news, music. Our weekend lineup has it all. Tune in to enjoy the relaxed sound of the weekends on MPB Think Radio.
Back to Friday night under the lights. Russ Robinson along with George Broadstreet, Chris Saxon, our producer, in studio tonight. Ty Bailey on the phone and Java Chapman back behind us here at the MPB studios. Glad to have you with us tonight. Tonight's show being made possible by the folks at Cricket Wireless. Smile, your own Cricket. You just gave me a score that kind of surprises me. We've already talked about the West Point score, but you had another one that you were talking about.
Yeah, Starkville goes to Brandon tonight, and Starkville won 22-14 over Brandon.
I think it was Brandon's homecoming tonight.
I don't know if it was or wasn't, but it was a home game for Brandon. They're now 2-3, but they've played just
atrocious.
I mean, a college schedule practically. Let me give you a couple more. West Jones edged Wayne County 49-48.
Oh, well, we got Caleb Hamill on the phone. He's going to talk to us about that
Okay,
game.
well, good. And then let's see. West Point beat Tupelo 28-21. This is another one. Vicksburg beat Yazoo City tonight 34-12. We've not given you that one.
So. And Warren Central lost.
Madison, they lost to Madison Central. I think it was 32-24 was the final there.
Okay.
Here is Caleb Hamill.
Caleb, you had a close one down. You like calling close games, though, don't you? We got you now. You like calling those close games, don't you?
Guys, I didn't figure this was going to be close, and then it just turned out to be one.
Yeah. Well, was it at West Jones?
It was at Wayne County tonight. I mean, this was a dominant performance for West Jones from an offensive standpoint. They were not stopped at all tonight up until one drive in the fourth quarter, which turned out to be pivotal. In fact, look at the third quarter. And I joked with our crew, and I said it was 42-21 at the end of the third. And some people probably packed it up and went on home. And if they did, they enjoyed a stress-free evening. But, guys, Wayne County, with a drive that continued on from the third quarter, marches down and scores. They end up scoring 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. They had already had an onside kick earlier in the game, didn't score on that drive, but come back and do it again in a different style, get one back, go on a touchdown drive again. Kept making it interesting, and if it weren't for some miscues and extra points for them, this game could have been tied and gone into overtime, or could have been a Wayne County win with a 2-point conversion there with under a minute to go.
What classification is Wayne County now? Are they still 5A?
They're still 5A. They've got a region with Northeast Jones, Purvis, and Stone.
But
Central, I think, as well.
And Caleb, this isn't your first rodeo. You know how good that program at Wayne County has been.
Story program.
Yeah, very storied program. Are they that program now?
They, as Coach Reynolds put it, were probably the best 4-loss team coming into the week. And that's, typical coach speak, right? But I after seeing them operate, I really do believe it. They've just kind of been on the bad end of some close games. And it really mounted this comeback attempt with a backup quarterback tonight. It's KJ Forrest in place of Hudson Mills, the starting QB. And he's a dual threat guy. He can run it. He can throw it. He's been typically a running back in this offense so far this year. But when he got back there was no loss in the passing game at all. Really were able to connect on some downfield things, run the ball well. The only problem for them was they're running out of time.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's 49-48. Wes Jones gets the win over Wayne County.
So do you know where you'll be next week yet?
Yes. So I am completing my full tour of Mississippi's Bearcats. I had Forest last year and then Baldwin in the championship game, and now finally getting to go down to Long Beach where they'll face South Jones.
All right. Should be a good one. Caleb, have a great weekend, my friend, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
Appreciate it, Russ. Y'all take care.
All righty. So we're efforting, Cliff Barker and also Brandon Davis. Cliff, of course, handles Tri-County. Brandon Davis with Warren Central. And have you got any extra scores?
I've got a few more
Okay.
that we have not given. Ocean Springs beat Biloxi tonight, 31-6. Ocean Springs is still undefeated. Choctaw Central over Yazoo County, 28-20. It was Potts Camp beating Coffeyville, 14-12.
Okay. Who do we got, Chris?
Well, we have Cliff Barker, and as you're aware of, they love to talk to Ty, and then they finally released him. So here is Cliff.
I'm going to do something about Ty.
That's right. He's hogging the show. Well, Cliff joins us now. Was it another night at the office for the Rebels?
Well, it started off a little slow. They only scored one touchdown in the first quarter. Washington came ready to play a little bit, but ended up stretching it out 24-6 by the half, and then matched that again in the second half. Ended up being a 48-12 victory for the Rebels at Tri-County tonight.
What about your quarterback? What kind of game did he have tonight? I was impressed with him.
He ran the ball very well. Tri-County didn't throw the ball around a whole lot tonight. They never even tried to stretch the field. Just threw some lateral stuff over toward the lines. But that's Cooper Johnson we're talking about. Cooper had a lot of rushing yards tonight. He ran the ball all up and down the field. We actually debuted a couple of new sets tonight, a couple of unbalanced power style sets with some different personnel in and a couple of different looks, and played some 5-man defensive front. Just had a little bit different look tonight in the game plan, but still the same results what we were wanting tonight. But ran that record up to 4-1 and beat a team that was previously undefeated. So that was a big deal tonight. And got Hayden Hunt was back. He's still not the senior running back. He's still, wouldn't say he's full speed, but that ankle sprain is just about completely recovered. So having the Hunt brothers back there in the offensive backfield is definitely a pickup. But yeah, another good ball game overall tonight for the Rebels. Some more stuff to work on, and get ready to head down to Waynesboro next week to take on Wayne Academy.
Well, that should be a good one. I told people this week, Cliff, I said, hey, because they lost to Prep, I said, look, these guys are going to be in the final. You watch. They just I think you get all your kids back. You're starting to gel. You come out with these new sets. You can't count them out. Not after just one game.
And speaking of Prep, congratulations to you guys tonight.
Yeah, it was a big win over Hartfield tonight.
I was glad to see that one. Congratulations, and I'm liking those extra PowerPoints we're getting from every win Prep gets.
When you figure that deal out, will you please text me?
It's something now, but we need right now. The fans for Tri-County are the biggest Prep fans that there are. We want you guys to win every week.
That's right, because it just pushes y'all up further and further. Hey,
that's right. Three extra points every time you win.
There you go. That's that PowerPoint grid. Hey, listen, man, thanks a lot for calling us, Cliff, and good luck next week. We'll talk to you on your way home from down in Wayne Academy.
That's right. Hopefully you try to call me when I have some decent phone signal.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of folks, my friend. Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Okay. We'll look forward to it. See you guys.
Okay, man. Brandon Davis, the voice of the Warren Central Vikings, joins us now. And Boy, what a tough game to have this early in the season with Madison Central.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was a good game. We had a lot of fun calling that one. And before I get into it, I mean, I know what the boys felt like following Elvis Presley. When I got to go after Cliff, it's not really fair.
Well, I'll try to remember that, in the future and try to give you a little time in between that. But he gives it like it is, and you do too. Let me ask you this. You've seen a lot of Madison Central teams over the year.
Yes, sir.
Is this the Madison Central program that would propel them into the playoffs, in your opinion, at this point in the season?
It's going to be tough for us because they've got such a tough region with Oxford and all that bunch, Starkville and all that bunch. I'll say this. I really like this Madison Central team. That defense is very salty. They've got a nose guard that's a problem. And when you got a nose guard that can control the line of scrimmage and linebackers that run the way they do, and then Toby Collins is one of the better coaches in the state.
Yep.
They've got a shot. Now, sophomore quarterback, 3 sophomore offensive linemen, but Mikael Stevens, a running back, runs really, really hard, and they do a nice job with some of the receivers running little bubble routes. They're not a big physical team like we've seen in the past with Madison Central, but I do like how salty they are. And again, when you got Toby Collins coaching you, you've got a shot.
That's exactly right. What about the Vikings?
Well, we did good tonight. I mean, we lost. The score is not really indicative of how the game went. It was 35-24, but Warren Central took the lead with about 2 minutes to go. It was 24-18, and at any rate, Madison Central drove down the field with under 2 minutes and took the lead by a point, and they gave us the ball back with 29 seconds. It was 25-24, and we threw an out route to one of our receivers. It bounced off his chest, and it was just a cheap pick six that fell into the defender's arm. They took it back, and it was 35-24. But I like the way Warren Central played because it wasn't the sharpest game we've had this season. We've had some issues with the offense and special teams, but they were very resilient tonight. And, a lot of good tape for Josh Morgan to look over as we get ready to make our run in 6A.
Yeah, and I just think that y'all will be there in the end. We'll see how it goes, Brandon. I hear you driving, so be careful, my friend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Hey, all the best to you guys. Y'all take care.
All righty, brother. Brandon Davis, voice of the Warren Central Vikings. All right, we're kind of up against the break. I know you got some extra scores here.
Yeah, I do. I want to throw in this one. This was a good game from last night, a Thursday night game here in Jackson. Callaway defeated Mendenhall 27-26. And Callaway's having a pretty good year. They're now 4-1 on the season. Another one, D'Iberville beat Harrison Central tonight 42-6. We've not given that one.
No, and Harrison Central's had a pretty good run.
Yeah, and D'Iberville's they're undefeated. They're 5-0.
Really?
Yeah, D'Iberville's a 7A school, so that in Ocean Springs. Ocean Springs is undefeated.
Ocean Springs having a great year. Yeah. Now, next week, next week, got a lot of teams that are off.
Right.
To get ready for the regional play. And you'll have some Thursday night games. So next Friday night on the lights may be kind of interesting. We're going to take a time out. Tonight's show being made possible by the folks at Cricket Wireless. All the information can be found on Cricket Wireless about their plans and their phones on their website, cricketwireless.com. We'll be back.
Mississippi football families, have you thought about how you're going to tackle student loan debt? Don't do it on your own. Pass the ball to State Treasurer David McRae and his College Savings Mississippi team today. With College Savings Mississippi, you can lock in today's tuition rate, prepay college, and avoid student loan debt altogether. Don't let your finances get sacked because you didn't invest in your child's education. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more today.
Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services. rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job, and my new roof looks great.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
If you missed one of our local shows this week, tune in to MPB Think Radio on the weekends for encores of some of your favorites. Catch the replay of Creature Comforts at 6 a.m. on Saturday or Southern Remedy at 6 on Sunday. And tune in to the encore of Deep South Dining on Sundays at 9 a.m. Or you can listen to MPB Think Radio shows anytime at mpbonline.org, on the MPB Public Media app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Thanks to our sustaining members who provide ongoing monthly financial support. You can become a sustainer too. Go to mpbonline.org to find the Donate Now tab at the top of the page.
Donate your car, motorcycle, boat, or RV by going to mpbonline.org. This is MPB Think Radio.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights, made possible tonight by Malone Roofing. They're more than just roofers. They're part of your community. Speaking of part of my community, the man to my far left, the play-by-play voice for the Hartfield Hawks, I invited Joseph Craven. Everybody hears him on every Friday night. I said, and of course, you know, we had the same game tonight.
Right.
And I, as Prep played the Hawks, and I said, it is true that you guys at that point were the best 1-4 team that I'd seen in a long time. The schedule, and you got to go back to who you've played to pick up the losses, okay? And it appears, though, as I was looking at your schedule down the stretch, that's going to play in your favor, having played all these tough teams ahead, wouldn't you think?
100%, yeah. And so what Hartfield faced last season at this point in time was a lot of running clock, a lot of backups getting more minutes than starters, things like that. And by the time they played a true tough opponent, you know, the starters didn't have game readiness yet. Right. It's the opposite issue now. Except one of the problems is that now injuries are starting to pile up. And so with the MAIS changing to a PowerPoint system for determining playoffs, all of that, yes, this will all pay off by the end of the season. And the hope is that the team continues to grow and looks like a completely different team by the time playoffs roll around, which is you know, what every team hopes for. It's just whether or not you can execute.
Well, you have the best player, the number one player in the state, in Braylon Womack. And I saw him. I was up there on the press box looking down, and he was down there talking. And I said, Braylon, are you going to play tonight? And he said, no. And I thought it was going to break his heart, you know. But he was walking around with the boot.
Yep.
And then you also didn't have catchings tonight.
Yes.
Okay. So those are two pieces of that puzzle that could change the course of any game.
100%. And to another point, not just the talent-wise, but this is a Hartfield team that only has 6 or 7 seniors.
I didn't see many in that
No,
lineup.
it's not very many, exactly. And so the fact that 2, not just very talented and crucial players, but also 2 seniors and leaders on the team were not on the field tonight due to injury. And he plays a huge role because this is a relatively young and inexperienced, very similar to Jackson Prep, having to take a lot of lumps to learn from it. I did say, and that's been one of the storylines I said on the air tonight, that at one point in the third quarter, Hartfield had scored 19 points. It's just that 12 points of them were to Jackson Prep. And so at that point, that's when there's turnovers that Prep takes advantage of. It's been a storyline throughout the season. Those are things you have to learn from when you're dealing with a young team. And I think fans, from my perspective as well, it's sometimes hard to stay patient with a young and growing team.
Yeah.
But in 4 or 5 weeks, when we're looking at the end of the regular season, we're going to look back and this probably will feel a lot like ancient history and beneficial in the long run.
A lot of flags tonight, too. I was kind of surprised on both sides.
Both sides.
Yeah. And a guy
I'm never truly surprised with what MAIS officials pull out on a Friday night now. Come on.
I was stunned.
So, since we've got him in studio,
yeah,
why don't you bring Jake in, talk to him, then you can go back and talk a little more ball. But here is Jake Wimberly.
Jake, was this homecoming tonight?
Russ, it was a homecoming of sorts, yes.
Of sorts. Explained of sorts.
Well, absolutely. There was a homecoming queen crowned. I guess you could say Tyler Peterson, the offensive coordinator for Starkville, he came back home to sorts, and then of course he was on the winning side here as the Bulldogs took it on the chin tonight, 22-14.
All right, did you get into your Ty Robinson? Is he back yet?
He's back. He played. I think he probably played about 15 snaps. His very first touch tonight, he went 52 yards for a touchdown.
Ooh.
And he had a 73-yard touchdown. He was the offense tonight, but hey, you got to credit Starkville. Kingston Johnson, really good quarterback. You look at what John Carr's done really quickly with that program.
Yeah.
They're going to be a factor in that North 7A. For Brandon, they've just got to find consistency offensively as they hit region play, and they just could not do it tonight. They were up, 14-7 at one point. Then there was a safety on a fumbled ball that went back. They were down a distance, around their own 15-yard line. Fumbled the ball that went back through the end zone. It was a safety. Had a block punt late. They just kind of unraveled, and that's kind of been the story of this Bulldog team this year is, in these close ball games, they have not been able to find a way to win. So region play starts next week. They got to go play Northwest Rankin on the road. They'll get a couple more players back, and they got to try to figure some things out offensively.
Jake, let me ask you. I mean, you talk to a lot of coaches. They'll tell you they don't really look at the polls that much and see where their team is, et cetera. But fans do. And as you mentioned, there's expectation that comes with that. Brandon coming out of the chute all summer long, and I was one of them singing their praises. Do you think that gets to be a little bit too much for the players sometime?
I think for some players it probably can be, but I would say for this group, I mean, they've had expectations that have been high on this group of young men for a long time. I mean, you go back, it's a team that has played in 3 of the last 4 state championships. They won 4 state region championships in Region 3 7A. So, the expectations are always high there in Brandon, like there are in a lot of places around this state. There could be something to that. I would like to think that, at a place like Brandon that it's probably not, but there could be something to it.
Well, I'll tell you this, it doesn't get any easier for you guys. I think you got the toughest schedule in the state. I mean, just bar none, it's the toughest schedule, especially in 7A. And so we'll see how that works out. But you start the region play, you don't get the week off next week. There are a lot of teams that have a week off that's coming Friday.
Yeah, they're doing a little differently. They'll go to Northwest Rankin and then grab a week off and then come back and play Petal and then finish out the regular season. So their week off is in 2 weeks.
Well, Petal got a big win over Clinton tonight, and they're playing very good football down there. But hey, Jake, we appreciate it, and there's still a lot of football left to play.
Whole lot of football, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Jake. We appreciate you, man. Guess what I just got? And Joseph, you won't understand it, but George will. Mm-hmm. Ty just sent me something from Isabella. Yes, and we asked where she was last week. She says to Ty, good evening, listening from I-90 at Missoula Mountain in Montana.
I'm glad you defined where that was.
So, Isabella, we have missed you, and glad to know that you're doing well. Your Vikings took it on the chin tonight, but there'll be other nights.
But they're having a good season.
Yeah,
all in all.
Yeah, and I don't know if she's going to be swinging back through this way now. Montana's kind of a jaunt up there, isn't it?
It's a ways.
It's a ways.
Yeah.
So we're glad to have Isabella back with us. Before we go to break, Joseph, you mentioned this PowerPoints on the MAIS. There's a lot of people, including me, that don't understand A, why they're doing PowerPoints, and B, how it works.
Well, I have an answer to one of those questions because I actually just had to record a segment that I aired in my pregame breaking it down, how it all works. And it's just 3 numbers per game. You're awarded a certain number for the strength of schedule, basically. So for scheduling one of the big four, Prep, JA, MRA, Hartfield, a team automatically earns 32 points just by having them on the schedule.
That's why Tri-County's become a Prep fan.
That's exactly it. And then for every victory your opponent has, it's 3 points per victory.
No wonder Cliff said they're pulling for us to win ball games.
Exactly. And then if you win against your opponent, it's an extra 16 points. And then that's average. Exactly. So that's averaged out. And then the highest PowerPoint averages determine seeding in the playoffs. It's a difference. It's something that we've seen. I think we've seen before in like a 3A, a 4A, something like that in the past. It's not something that we've seen in the
6A
Yes, exactly.
Right.
May the 6A rest in peace. Right, exactly. It's gone but not forgotten as it's all 4A now. But that's exactly. So it's an interesting system because it will allow for, say, a Tri-County gets a couple of wins, they can qualify for a higher playoff division than they would normally. You can have a team that let's say if the system continues, you might have a 4A team that has a great team that year and qualifies for one of the 4 spots in the Division I against some of the traditional quote-unquote Big Four teams,
right,
and steal a playoff spot, pull off some upsets, punch above their weight a little bit. It could cause some drama. It could cause some entertainment.
My suggestion is to hit Joseph Craven's website hard the next couple of days and throw scenarios at him as to who's going to be around. Joseph, thanks for coming tonight to the studio, and it was good to see you at the game. And there's a lot of football left to play.
A whole lot, and it's going to be some exciting stuff. It's going to be very entertaining. I'm plenty left.
Well, the fastest 2 hours in sports is gone. The first hour is gone. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the second hour. George will bring you up to date on the scores. Got a lot of folks to get in tonight. Keep it right here on MPB Think Radio.
Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services, rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job, and my new roof looks great.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
1 in 10 Mississippians has unclaimed money awaiting claim at the state treasury. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars waiting to be united with the rightful owner. At www.treasury.ms.gov to search. You'll see your name and stake your claim by following these instructions. You'll be asked for some basic ID like a copy of your license or a government-issued ID, then hit send. Treasurer David McRae has a dedicated unclaimed money team awaiting your claim, ready to return your money. Don't wait. Look for your name and stake your claim today. www.treasury.ms.gov. Hello, Mississippi. Did you know that the average student graduates college with $30,000 worth of debt? That amount of debt can delay major life milestones, including getting married, buying a home, and starting a family. But don't worry, we've got some good news for you tonight. College Savings Mississippi and Treasurer David McRae can help you reduce or eliminate that debt. Their plans are flexible and affordable. Start saving for as little as $25 today. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more.
Welcome back to the second hour of Friday Night Under the Lights, and here's George with some updates on the scores.
Well, thanks, Chris. Starting the top of the hour with some fresh scores. We'll give some of these that we've given before, but Ocean Springs defeated Biloxi by the score of 31-6 tonight. It was Leak Academy over Bowling Green, 42-3. Calhoun City shut out Shaw, 42-0. Choctaw Central, 28. Yazoo County, 20. Petal defeated Clinton by the score of 20-3. West Marion over Collins, 42-10. DeIberville beat Harrison Central 42-6. It was Forest beating Scott Central 14-7. Germantown shut out Pearl 55-0. Jackson Prep, a winner, as we talked about at the top of the previous hour. 40-14 was the final there. Prep a winner over Hartfield. Macomb beat Hazelhurst 47-14. Lafayette over Hernando 17-12. It was Jefferson Davis County beating East Marion 28-22. South Pike over Jefferson County 48-12. Greenwood shut out LaFleur County 27-0. Murrah defeated Provine in a Jackson matchup 21-6. That was the first win for Murrah on the season. Pearl River Central over Summerall 28-24. North Pontotoc 33, Kossuth 13. Picayune over Poplarville 28-21. It was New Albany 45, Pontotoc 22. Raleigh shut out Morton 36-0. Terry also shut out Raymond 35-0. Moving ahead, let's see another couple of scores that we've not given before. Shannon 40, Saltillo 21. Northeast Jones over Seminary 16-7. Senatobia shut out Olive Branch 22-0. It was Horn Lake 21, South Panola 14. Starkville over Brandon 22-14. Water Valley 41, Vardaman 8. West Harrison 26, East Marion or St. Martin, 26-21 there. West Jones 49, Wayne County 48. West Point over Tupelo, West Point 28, Tupelo 21, and Vicksburg over Yazoo City 34-12.
Is the Tupelo quarterback, is he injured?
I think he may be like suspended or something. There was something there that I picked up. I'm not really sure what the situation is, but I don't think their starting quarterback is playing right now.
All right. Well, that was be that as it may.
But I guarantee you, our man Brandon Shields at the end of the day,
he'll know.
He'll know.
We got Brandon coming up tonight at 11. Oh, and by the way, big Crazy 8 section tonight. Okay. J.C. Fox was at Tallulah Academy, and going to report on that. I hope we're going to be talking with their coach today. Had a nice talk with him, Ryan Williams, over there, and talk about the 8. Now, Barry Casted's also supposed to be in tonight with his game. So a lot going on Crazy 8s. And Chris, who do we have?
We got Harold.
Harold, what a big win for you guys tonight over Clinton.
Guys, I'm telling you, it was something. 3-3 at the half, and we come back. I'm thinking, it's Clinton wins the toss and they divert 3-3 at the half. We come back out and we played good ball, win it 20-3. But I'm gonna tell you something. Clinton's got a good ball club. They look good. Their defense never, and I mean just never gave up to get. We could have probably got more points on them. But hey, awesome to win that ball game tonight. It was, to do what we did, and it's fantastic.
Was it homecoming down there tonight?
No,
okay.
No, we don't have homecoming until we play Pearl on the 24th.
Well, where are you guys next week?
We're at home again, and we get the guys that went over to Wayne County tonight and beat Wayne County by 1, beat them 49-48. So Corey Reynolds comes back to Petal next week to take on the Petal Panthers.
Wow. I tell you, Marcus Burrell's doing a great job there at Petal. And, in his second stint there,
guys, it is fantastic. I didn't mean to cut you off, Russ, but I got to throw out my real quick to my staff. Robert Knight, Coach Tyler Watkins, and Matt Dillon, and Joel and all of them, they are always fantastic staff. But, you know, it's amazing what we've been saying for the last 2 weeks. Surprise, surprise, tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning, I expect to see somebody at a ball game, maybe.
I'd say it's a real possibility. You going to see the Mighty Mites?
I'm gonna go see them little Mighty Mites and all of them probably tomorrow before we hit MM Roberts. I can tell you that. But,
all right. Well, they're looking for you. They're looking for you.
You know, it is amazing. It's like we said, Russ. We keep hitting it up almost every week. The sports association that we got down here takes these kids.
Yep.
And I mean, they develop them.
Yep.
They play them. They do what they can for them, and they're there to teach them. They teach them.
Well, I agree with you.
And it shows coming up as they get up to 8th grade, 9th grade, and get up in the high school level. Coach Boyles, and I can't reiterate this again, and he may get me for it, but I'm going to say it anyway. This man knows how to coach football. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to talk to these guys. But the one thing about it is, when you see Coach Boyles, get ready. You're going to know you're going to face a coach that can coach a ball club. Yep. And I'm telling you, he's got a staff of guys that love him to death. There's a lot of former players that have loved him. But this guy right here, hey, if he went to Wayne County, wherever he went, I'd probably be right there with him, because Coach Marcus Boyles is a man of integrity,
yep.
And he's got what everybody wants. He's got that leadership ability, and the staff of people that we've got in the school district at Petal, in the city of Petal, they get out and they do a lot of things for the people. You know, they're right there for their kids. They do what they can. Matt Dillon has been an excellent Superintendent Robert, and all of them, they are fantastic.
Well,
it's going to be awesome just to see what happens next week. And y'all are saying next week, there's going to be a good game in Rankin County next week, guys.
You talking about Brandon Northwest Rankin?
That's going to be, that is, it seems like it's turned around this year, because Northwest Rankin and Brandon would play the last game of the year.
Yep.
And I think us in Oak Grove was going to do that well. On the 10th, we open up with the Oak Grove Warriors, and we turn around and go the 17th to play Brandon. So it's, it all depends. And like that coach team, guys, I'm telling you, there are 4 good coast teams. Biloxi's looking good. I haven't seen Harrison Central, but there are some teams on that coast right now. There's going to be some of those guys on that coast this year that are going to make some D1 schools. They're going to make somebody say, hey, we got to look at them. Hey, you better come over to Petal and look at some of them over there. You better be looking at Brandon. You better be looking at Pearl. There are some kids in this state that can play D1 ball.
Oh, I agree.
And I'm not playing with you. Hey, Hartfield, Josh said tell you, hey, he's waiting to see you tomorrow too, buddy.
Hey, Harold, let me ask you a question, because I know you keep up with a lot of this, but Northwest Rankin, I think, was playing Brookhaven tonight. Did you get a score on that?
I can get it from Devin Cooper.
No, I didn't. I don't think. I think Brookhaven beat them.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I did, but I didn't. I looked at it on Max Pelt, and I think I saw Brookhaven did beat Northwest Rankin.
Okay. All right. We'll figure that out.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. We're going to let you go. We got 4 people waiting, and hopefully see you tomorrow morning.
Hey, like I said, you probably don't have to just look in the crowd somewhere, but you'll see us, buddy.
Sounds good, man. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Jared Schatz.
Oh, man, talk about steamrolling. Good gracious.
Yeah, George, Russ, how are you
We're
tonight?
good.
Okay.
We are good.
Yeah, Pearl's homecoming, and I think the only cheer I heard all night is they crowned the queen before the ball game, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Germantown, a complete effort, offensively, defensively, special teams. And look, we know their offense is good. We've talked about that, every week. But defensively, this was huge to get the shutout. it was a Pearl offense that has struggled this year, and I hate, man, after Jack Durr with that tough
Yeah.
the Pearl quarterback. I just don't know if he's the same, and I love watching that kid play, and I'm really feeling for him. He had a lot of pressure on him tonight. That was an offense averaging 16 points a ball game coming in. Defensively, Pearl's defense was good, only giving up 19 a contest, and it was 41-0 at halftime. Yeah, Germantown 55-0. They get the win, and it was big on so many fronts. We're going to be off next week. The starters did not have to play in the second half. There was a hot clock, a running clock. So, we went into this ball game a year ago, and the starters did not come out healthy, and it really set us back going into district play with some injuries, especially to King White, the quarterback. He was tremendous tonight, 16 of 19 throwing the football in the first half alone, 285 yards, 4 TDs. He did have a rushing touchdown with those 4 passing TDs, but the total yards, guys, this is how dominant an effort it was. Pearl had 57 total yards at halftime. Germantown had 351.
Oh, wow. Oh, total domination.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you, they got those Mavericks in a good position, and you say you are going to be off next week, right?
We're off next week. We'll get 2 weeks before we welcome the Starkville Yellow Jackets to Gluckstadt.
And they had a big win tonight. So
They did.
I may have to ask you to sit in my air chair here next Friday night, because I've got to go
Russ, I hear all these guys I know, they keep getting the royal invites, and it's my turn.
Well, you've got an invite, son. Book it right now. Jared Schatz hosting with George next week on the Scoreboard Show.
Sounds great.
All right, buddy. We'll talk during the week, my friend.
Y'all have a fantastic weekend, gentlemen.
You too, man. Bye-bye.
That's one of those scores that you just sort of look at. And I saw that 2 or 3 times, and I thought that can't be right. I mean, Pearl's had a tough go of it this season, but they still, they've been competitive in most every game they've played. And Germantown's kind of been a little bit up and down a little bit, and they've played well, and they've lost some games they probably shouldn't have. But, boy, they put it together tonight, sounds like.
Well, I got a text from DP who said that Northwest Rankin won 28-20.
Okay.
And Chris Ebelhair said they won 28-20.
Okay.
And there's Devin Cooper,
okay,
who's the head coach over there, saying Northwest won 28-20.
Well,
so,
those 3 said it. I think they did.
You can take it to the bank. All right, Chris, who do we have?
Let's squeeze Mike Peterson in.
All right, Mike, we haven't talked about Hattiesburg. Talk to me.
Celebrated homecoming tonight with a 42 to I think 10 win over Meridian tonight. So a big win going into the bye week next week.
I don't really care for bye weeks personally, but I know that it's a great time to get all your players healthy. Tell me this, Meridian was so good 2 years ago. What do they look like tonight?
They really struggled tonight. We jumped out to a 28-0 lead early in the second quarter. Meridian did cut it to 28 to 10 at halftime, and we just cruised on into the second half and got a 2-game winning streak going into the bye week. And like you said, I'm not crazy about bye weeks myself, but
well. We'll still talk to you next week about your next upcoming game. Got to run. Thank you, Mike.
All right. Y'all have a great one.
All right. Tonight's show being made possible by College Savings Program. And look, if you're a grandparent out there, that is a great Christmas idea.
Yeah.
College Savings Program.
Yeah, your grandson, he may be working on a scholarship, but
just
it's a little early to tell.
So check it out. The College Saving Program from David McRae, State Treasurer. We'll be back in a moment.
Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services. Rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job, and my new roof looks great.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
1 in 10 Mississippians has unclaimed money awaiting claim at the state treasury. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars waiting to be united with the rightful owner. At www.treasury.ms.gov to search. You'll see your name and stake your claim by following these instructions. You'll be asked for some basic ID like a copy of your license or a government-issued ID, then hit send. Treasurer David McRae has a dedicated unclaimed money team awaiting your claim, ready to return your money. Don't wait. Look for your name and stake your claim today. www.treasury.ms.gov. Hello, Mississippi. Did you know that the average student graduates college with $30,000 worth of debt? That amount of debt can delay major life milestones, including getting married, buying a home, and starting a family. But don't worry, we've got some good news for you tonight. College Savings Mississippi and Treasurer David McRae can help you reduce or eliminate that debt. Their plans are flexible and affordable. Start saving for as little as $25 today. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights. Russ Robinson along with George Marshall. Got a reminder for you. In about 15 minutes, we'll have our Crazy Eights session tonight. And J.C. Fox, who is our intern extraordinaire, was at Tallulah tonight. And kind of an interesting game down there. And so we hope to be talking to their coach as well. I talked with them today, and they got a you know where that school is, right there on the interstate.
Yeah.
You look over there, and it's a really nice school. So, but now we need to get to Granny and find out where he was. Granny, are you in the sticks? Are you in the sticks tonight?
No, sir. Russ, how you doing?
We're good. How about you?
All righty, man. I was at Q-Town tonight in equipment.
Uh-huh.
And there wasn't no running clock in this game, I guarantee you that.
Too many points. Too many points.
Yeah. No, there wasn't that many points, but a lot of good action. It was 20-0 Bay Springs at halftime. They scored the first touchdown in the first half on they snapped the ball over the punter's head. Bay Springs recovered in the end zone, went up 6-0. They scored a couple more times. It was 20-0 at halftime. Whitman come out there in the third quarter, still 20-0. All of a sudden, Quitman's offense woke up. They made it 20-14. They threw about a 70-yard pass down the field. And the kid for Quitman was double covered. Somehow he caught the ball and carried it in for a touchdown. That made it 20-14. And Quitman got down there on about the 15-yard line, about a minute left. And the quarterback took off with the ball, and he fumbled it, and then recovered it, and fumbled again, and then picked it up, fumbled it again, then fumbled it one more time. Bay Springs finally got on. And that's how Bay Springs wound up winning the game. 20-14, Bay Springs won tonight.
Well, let me ask you, isn't Bay Springs playing Quitman in classification?
Yeah, Quitman's a 3A, Bay Springs a 2A.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they playing up, but, there's only like 30 miles apart.
Right.
It makes good sense just to play them,
Well, I'll tell you what, they play good football down there, and Quitman, of course, has always had a good program, and so is Bay Springs. I mean, it hadn't been that long since Bay Springs been in the championship game here in Jackson. So, listen, Granny, we got to run. We appreciate the call. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Yeah, I'm ready for Crazy Eights now. Hey, JA's still the best team. I've seen 10 teams now. JA's still the best.
Well, they lost tonight.
That's hard to believe.
MRA beat them. MRA beat them. And we're going to be. We'll be talking to
Okay,
Tommy
good.
Barnett here in a little bit. He'll give you the scoop A on that.
Yeah, good win for Starkville tonight.
Oh, man, was it ever. Good gracious.
Yeah.
Hey, enjoy your weekend, bud.
Hey, we'll see you then.
All right, man.
Let me throw in, we've had 4 calls about this, but we were talking about Northwest Rankin and Brookhaven, which is, Brookhaven's like a 5A school, but have had a fantastic season so far, lost only to Macomb. Northwest Rankin goes to Brookhaven tonight, and a big win for Northwest Rankin. They won 28-20 over Brookhaven.
I'll tell you,
So
Devin Cooper's.
we want to clarify that.
He's a good coach, Devin Cooper over there. He'll have him ready to play.
Philip Palmer Tree.
All right.
All right, now, main thing I want to know, Philip, is what your boy Wilcox did tonight.
Well, he threw more touchdown passes than he had interceptions or, incompletions tonight. He threw 3 touchdown passes. He had 1 incompletion and threw 1 interception, and that was just 2 quarters of work. The Rebels beat Bowling Green 42-3. Had running clock in the second half. This running clock thing, this is the 3rd straight game, and I think it's starting to create some grumbling among the people who run the concession stands,
Yeah, because they can't sell
That's
if everybody's
right.
gone.
They're having to take all these extra hamburgers and peanuts home and eat them for like 4 days.
Well, there are worse things in life.
Yeah, true.
So Leak is pretty much on schedule to do what we think they're going to do at the end of the year, aren't they?
On schedule right now at 4-1. The last 3 games of the season will be the division games, district games in 3A, and week 9's the one everybody's got circled where we go to Flora and play Tri-County. But right now, really clicking well, staying on schedule. I mean, they scored 35 points in the second quarter, and it's just the drives here are like 2 plays, 1 play, 6 plays, sometimes teams that score a lot of points also give up a lot of points because the defense is out there a lot, for a lot of plays. But I'm going to tell you, League's defense has been so great. They haven't surrendered things. The special teams has been great. Punt returns, setting them up with great field position. We had a kickoff return for a touchdown tonight by Garrett Adcock. Just a lot of things clicking right now for League, but it's really fun watching George Wilcox throw the ball on target just time after time. And he's only played 7 out of the last 12 quarters because we've been in these blowouts.
Wow. Now, he's senior, right?
He is a senior.
Yeah. Has he committed anywhere?
No, he hasn't committed. He's got some junior college offers in his pocket, still some conversations with 4-year schools going on. So they're still playing that kind of close to the vest.
Very good, very good. Well, Philip, enjoy your weekend. And next week, you guys aren't off next week.
No, somebody's got to play, so that might as well be us. We're going to be at Canton Academy.
Okay.
Next week.
All right. Well, very good, Phil. Hey, thanks, bro. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
He brought up a point, and you were the kind of guy that you were first string. And, okay.
Took me 2 years to get there.
I was the type that got in after the game was no longer in doubt. It is kind of sad in a way, you got that running clock.
Yeah.
And I understand why they have a running clock.
Right.
But it does kind of rob, some of those guys that, don't get them many snaps.
Right.
It kind of robs them of some playing time.
Well,
I understand why they do it.
Sure.
It's just, it does have a downside too.
Well, I think the concession stand people are going to have
Yeah,
something
well,
to say about
that's
this.
right.
I mean, what are you going to do with all those burgers,
Well, I know what you could do with some of them, but
eat them, bring them to my house.
By the way, you haven't brought us any of those leftover hamburgers from Prep in a long time. Chris knows those sirloin burgers. I mean, it's not the cheap stuff; it's good stuff. Am I right?
You're right. You're right. I'll try to.
JC looks like he could eat a couple.
Well, JC's from Michigan. He's never really had a hamburger that was made out of a cow.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they are up north. All right, Chris, who do we got?
Tommy Barnett.
There we go.
Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Wow. What a game with MRA.
Yeah, guys, it pretty much went as I expected. Two really, really good teams, two really well-coached teams. Russ, I told you last week, the thing is with MRA, they're so well-balanced on the offensive side of the ball. You got to have to pick your poison, and we couldn't really slow down either one tonight. And then in the second half, Stockett got comfortable in the pocket. I mean, he threw for nearly 200 yards in the second half.
Wow.
But they're really good. Jay's really good. That's not a bad loss by any means. Really the two swinging points of the game. MRA's first touchdown, Jay fumbled the ball at their own 20. MRA scooped it up, returned it to about the 9, so that was a 9-yard drive. And then later in the second quarter, MRA blocked the punt and recovered it at the 2, so they had a 2-yard drive. So you can't give the Patriots a short field, period.
No.
And we gave it to them twice tonight, and that was the difference in the ballgame.
Let's talk about your defensive line, Tommy. Everybody talks about how good it is, and it is. I mean, It is really, really good. I'm going to ask you, how did they fare against that massive offensive line of MRA?
Yeah, they held up pretty well. The thing is with that MRA passing game, really it's an extension of the running game.
Yep.
Because everything is so quick, and unless you just spin the house, you usually don't get home with one of your 4-down linemen because Stockett is so quick getting the ball out. But I thought we handled it well the first half, but then the second half, they just gashed us in the seams, slant game, bubble game with the screens. Really, you could tell. I mean, Herbert is so good offensively. I mean, he sees everything so well. He's a brilliant mind offensively, and he just picked us apart in the second half.
I think this is. I think this is one of MRA's better teams in the last 5 years because of what you just said. They're so balanced.
Well, they're so balanced, and of course, their heyday back just a few years ago with Philip Short and all that bunch.
Yeah.
You had like one Latham as a tailback.
Yeah.
Well, they've got 4 back there now.
Yep.
And they stay fresh because each one of them touches the ball 5 to 8 times a game.
And you got 4 of those guys back there, and they're all good. They all have their own style. But then you throw Stockett in there throwing the ball for 200 yards and a half. It's going to be hard to beat a team like that. But now I've had people tell me, and all week long, the JA has the best talent in the MAIS. True or false?
True. But I think tonight it showed. I think MRA had more depth.
Could that be an Achilles heel?
What's that?
Could that be an Achilles heel?
It could be. The thing is, I think that will help. It was cooler tonight, Russ. It wasn't 80% humidity out there. But I think we'll see MRA again.
Oh yeah.
I think that's going to be your 4A Division I state championship game. And I think with much cooler weather, I think it will help Jay as far as the game goes on. So.
Well, it was a heck of a ball game, and I agree with you. I think you're going to see him again, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was in the game you mentioned. Where are you going to be next week?
We travel to Senatobia to play Bag Heights, so that's a perfect trap game because we play you guys in 2 weeks.
Yep. Well, you'll have plenty of time to call us next week because you'll be on 55 coming home.
That's right, guys.
Have a great weekend, Tommy.
Thank you, Ross.
All right, Tommy Barnett, one of the voices for the Jay Raiders. J.C. Fox is on deck for Crazy Eights. And boy, did he have a game tonight. Going to take us around the league as well. Very good. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with more of Friday Night Under the Lights on MPB Think Radio.
trusted by homeowners and businesses across the Southeast. Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services, rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job. They delivered top-notch service, and my new roof looks great.
We started looking for roofers when we realized that we had leaks throughout our facilities in our district. What stood out to me about Malone Roofing was great customer service, a fine finished project, and great follow-up. I would definitely work with Malone Roofing again.
My project was a little more complicated than just needing a new roof. I decided that Malone would be who we needed to work with, that would do the best job for us. My experience working with Malone was wonderful.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
See your name and file your claim. Even the smallest counties in Mississippi usually have thousands of people whose names are on the unclaimed money list at the Mississippi State Treasury. That's right. Many counties even have tens of thousands of names listed, totaling tens of millions in unclaimed dollars. Since he's been state treasurer, David McRae has returned a record $80 million to Mississippians who've searched the list, found their names, and staked their claim. About 1 in 10 Mississippians have unclaimed money, and that's why you should check www.treasury.ms.gov or click on Unclaimed Money and search today. If you see your name, file your claim. If it's your money, Treasurer David McRae will get it back to you.
Mississippians love football, and our high schools in South Mississippi like Gulfport, Moss Point, and Ocean Springs stay connected with their students, parents, and community by live streaming events, including football through WSN Live. WSN Live provides your school with everything you need for professional and seamless live streams that are easy for students to run. And your fans can watch online from anywhere on any device. With WSN Live, your school gets the right gear, a rock-solid network, and game-time tech support. Learn more at WSNLive.com.
Welcome back to Friday Night Under the Lights. You know, about 5 or 6 years ago now, we decided to give the 8-man football some publicity and talk to them and, you know, get the state familiar with the fact that there was 8-man football. And now, you know, we have a good rapport with the 8-man, and our intern this year is J.C. Fox. And he has been to, I think it's his second game tonight, right?
Yes, second game.
And boy, what a second game that you got. First of all, tell us about Tallulah. I mean, it's right off the interstate, right?
Right off the interstate, right there in Louisiana, about 16 miles or so away from Vicksburg.
That's right. But they got they got a great facility.
Oh, yes. I was surprised at how big and nice their stadium was for an 8-man school.
Didn't they get that through a tornado or something? Because that wasn't their original school. But boy, they've got it laid out. The football stadium's in the back. It's very nice. And Ryan Williams has done a great job over there. Before we talk about that game, go ahead and take us around the league and get us the scores for tonight.
We had Deer Creek defeat Lee 38-28. Benton defeated Tunica 44-28. Prairie View defeated Briarfield by 1 point. 49-48. Claiborne defeated DeSoto 36-12, and Riverdale beat Tensas 36-30.
You know, their playoffs actually start before anybody.
Yes.
And so right now they're jockeying for playoff position, and some of the teams that have been strong in the past are struggling this year, so some of the newer schools.
Well, there was some shuffling between the divisions. Some schools had to go up, some had to come down. And with those new playoff points and all that this year,
yeah,
some of that's
figure
being
that
interesting.
out.
Yeah.
All right, you're at Tallulah tonight, and they were playing Winona Christian. Is that correct?
They were playing
Wilkinson County. Wilkinson Christian County.
Yes, who came into the game undefeated.
So did they leave that way?
They did. It was a great defensive showing. They won 29-20. And here's what I think the difference in the game was. 8-man, most schools don't have kickers. They're too small.
That's right.
WCCA had a kicker. So after their first touchdown, they kicked for the point after.
And
they went
got
up
it.
7-0. And they ended the game up 9. So even if Tallulah was able to score there at the end, you can't go for 3 after the touchdown.
Well, they do have some crazy games over there, but going for 3 would have been tough. This WCCA team is pretty good football team. And I'm glad you mentioned this 8-man not many having kickers. A lot of them have to go for 2.
Yes.
And they can lose games going for 2.
Yes.
So did Tallulah have a kicker?
They did not. But their quarterback was able to recover an onside kick, which was big in the fourth quarter, put some pressure on the Rams of WCCA there down the stretch. Because going into the half, it looked like it was WCCA's ball game.
All the way.
All the way. And Tallulah came out of that half, scored a touchdown, then recovered the onside kick right after. Because no one kicks it more than 20 yards on the kickoff in these 8-man games.
That's right.
So that was big to recover that kick and put some pressure on WCCA.
Got to ask you this, and you're going to talk to was it the WCCA quarterback?
I was able to get a conversation with Randy Holloway, their coach.
Their coach, okay, Randy Holloway's over there. On the 8-man, do you see any of those kids? You've seen 2 games that could play at the next level if they're seniors.
Possibly. Most of these schools, the guys are undersized for 11-man football, but they're great athletes. There was for Tallulah, they had a 6'1", 210-pound defensive end playing cornerback on a couple snaps because they didn't have the personnel they wanted out there.
Wow.
So, these guys, very versatile. They can play any position.
All right. Who'd you talk to?
I talked to Randy Holloway, the coach for WCCA.
Right. So, Java, can you play that interview for us?
I'm here with Coach Randy Holloway from WCCA. Coach Holloway, a close one tonight, probably the closest one of the year for you guys, but you remain undefeated. What did you see in your team tonight?
Our team was resilient. I mean, they fought from the first snap all the way to the last snap, and I can't be more proud of these guys, the defensive stand, and we did what it took to win. I'm very proud of our guys.
A real defensive battle tonight, 2 interceptions for your squad, a couple fumbles forced. How does that defensive performance, was that show? What have you guys been working on that leads to that?
I mean, that's our forte is defense. I mean, we've only given up just a very few touchdowns in 5 games, and that, we really stood up tonight. And that's what it takes. If you can play defense in 8-man football, you're really ahead of the game. And our guys did that tonight.
What do people need to know about WCCA football this year?
Well, I mean, we went to the state championship game. I mean, we do it the Ram way. I mean, we don't recruit people. The ones we have is born and raised in our area. And they've been at our school the whole time.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck this year.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Wow, they're homegrown. That's their strength.
Yes.
How many on the team?
There were probably about 20 guys who dressed and traveled.
Wow. All right, I think we've got Ryan Williams on the phone.
He is. Here's Coach Williams.
Coach, you with us?
Yeah, I'm right here. How y'all doing?
We good.
Thank you for being such a great host tonight, Coach. I know.
Man, we appreciate all y'all do, and, especially for the 8-man program. We were glad y'all came, and hope y'all get to come back again.
Well, He said the hot dogs were good, so I imagine he'll be back.
Well, next week we're going to have fried catfish. Eat some of that.
JT McDaniel, your quarterback. I heard his name called on offense, defense. He recovered that onside kick. What's so special about that player?
Man, just an all-around great athlete. He's a predominantly baseball player, but, a leader on the field, no matter where he is, leader in the classroom. Just a stand-up kid. He gives you all he's got in the tank, every snap, every play. So he's a diamond in the rough,
And you guys had some good success running the ball as well tonight with Connor Mackin, as well as JT McDaniel and Cooper Ellerby in there as well.
So,
what were you looking to do with that running attack?
So number 4 is Owen Martin. We picked him up a couple weeks back from a school over here. They transferred in. Cooper Ellerby, number 6. Both of them are hard runners. They run behind their blocks, and just like JT, they're gonna give you everything they have in the tank. Unfortunately, WCCA they played a good ball game. It was very defensively. We, in 8-man football or even in 11-man, turnovers are key. And we threw 2 interceptions, gave up some passes, but I was very proud of how our team fought to the very end. We came together, and we'll see WCCA again for sure.
And defensively, you were able to get that interception, force a couple fumbles. But what I thought was really interesting, you had some of your defensive linemen hopping in to guard receivers at some point. Oh. What's so special about the versatility of the guys on that defense?
Well, I mean, in 11-man, you can scheme different ways, and 8-man is, it's all about matchups. And, they had a great quarterback. Their number 1 was a great quarterback. Hats off to Randy and his team. They were running him pretty good, so we pulled our number 70, Stuart Grady, and we matched him up with a receiver that we thought he could handle, and we left a linebacker that was a little faster in the box. But that's why you saw him out there covering.
Are you having fun coaching this 8-man?
Man, I'm going to tell you this. This is a dream and a passion of mine. I'm grateful for the good Lord above and my wife and kids that have allowed me to have this blessing and be a part of this. It's all about mentoring kids.
Yep.
I'm being able to coach the future of America right here.
That's right.
And this game that we love and America loves, it teaches you more life lessons than anything. And my team battled through that tonight. They learned the life lesson tonight. When adversity hits, you got to be able to fight through it and, tip your hat to the winner. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose, but this is an awesome job. I'm at peace on the sideline on Friday night.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'll tell you, Coach, I appreciate you teaching and also treating my intern tonight, J.C. Fox, who was out there covering that game. And we just felt like it's important to give the 8-man some publicity that they deserve because these kids are out there playing just as hard as the 11.
Oh, man, there's no doubt that these 8-man programs don't get the right recognition. And I'm gonna go on and say that these 8-man coaches don't get enough recognition. There's some great coaches that coach 8-man programs. Bart Wood, that was here before me as a head coach, I learned so much from him. Bo Travis from Briarfield, Mitch from Lee, Arkansas, and Randy. The list goes on and on. 8-man football is a faster game with less people and playing on the same field. There's only a couple of schools that only have 40 by 80 fields, but you're covering a lot of grass with less people.
I think that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to quote you on that. Well, Coach, thanks again for making us a part of your Friday night and treating JC so well. And we'll be back down there, Tallulah, and keeping an eye on you guys the rest of the year.
Man, I can't thank y'all enough for everything y'all did and come out and support us. And, y'all more than welcome to come anytime and go Trojans.
Good enough, man. Thanks so much, Coach. JC, good job tonight on this report. It's a lot of fun, and you're learning a lot. Yes. And so we'll see you back here next week. You don't know what game you're going to go to, but we got to get out of here. We got another segment to do, but we'll talk to you next week. JC Fox on the Crazy Eights. We'll be back.
Mississippi football families, Have you thought about how you're going to tackle student loan debt? Don't do it on your own. Pass the ball to State Treasurer David McRae and his College Savings Mississippi team today. With College Savings Mississippi, you can lock in today's tuition rate, prepay college, and avoid student loan debt altogether. Don't let your finances get sacked because you didn't invest in your child's education. Visit treasury.ms.gov/college savings to learn more today. One in 10 Mississippians has unclaimed money awaiting claim at the state treasury. There's literally hundreds of millions of dollars waiting to be united with the rightful owner. At www.treasury.ms.gov to search. You'll see your name and stake your claim by following these instructions. You'll be asked for some basic ID like a copy of your license or a government-issued ID, then hit send. Treasurer David McRae has a dedicated unclaimed money team awaiting your claim, ready to return your money. Don't wait. Look for your name and stake your claim today. www.treasury.ms.gov.
Trusted by homeowners and businesses across the Southeast. Commercial roofing, reliable and durable solutions for your business. Residential roofing, protecting your home with quality craftsmanship. Metal walls, custom designs for a modern look. Emergency services, rapid response to protect your property.
After a recent hailstorm, I needed a total roof replacement. I chose Malone Roofing for the job. They delivered top-notch service, and my new roof looks great.
We started looking for roofers when we realized that we had leaks throughout our facilities in our district. What stood out to me about Malone Roofing was great customer service, a fine finished project, and great follow-up. I would definitely work with Malone Roofing again.
My project was a little more complicated than just needing a new roof. I decided that Malone would be who we needed to work with, that would do the best job for us. My experience working with Malone was wonderful.
Contact us today for a free inspection. Visit www.ecmalone.com or call 1-833-7-MALONE.
Welcome back to the fastest 2 hours in sports radio. Friday night, under the lights. Last segment. I mean, where'd it go tonight? I mean, just
Not
so
sure.
many people. We didn't talk with Greg, but Flynn, because we probably didn't. He probably didn't want to talk about that game a whole lot. So we'll have Greg back on next week.
Okay.
So we don't know where Pearl's going to be next week though. But a lot of schools not playing next week.
And some are. So we'll have something to talk about. I'm going to give you 10 scores before we get to Brandon Shields. Just a rough rundown. Ocean Springs beat Biloxi 31-6. I thought that was a significant game. Ocean Springs remains undefeated. Hartfield, Jackson Prep. Jackson Prep wins at home 40-14 over Hartfield. That's a big win for Prep. This is a game we haven't talked much about tonight, but Oak Grove beat Laurel 42-3.
They're getting back on track.
Yeah, they got off to a slow start, but they're coming back. Another game we'd not really talked much about, Louisville beat Noxubee County. That's two good programs, and Louisville won 25-20. Madison MRA defeated Jackson Academy 35-24. That was a big MAIS game, one of the biggest games in the state tonight. Northwest Rankin beating Brookhaven 28-20. Number 7, Picayune over Poplarville 28-21. Big win.
Big game.
Big win for those for Picayune for sure. Number 8, Starkville goes to Brandon and wins 22-14. Starkville had that one loss to West Point, and we thought, well, what? Just wait.
That's understandable.
Just wait. Yeah. Number 9, Madison Central at home beats Warren Central 32-24. And last but not least, the number 10 score, West Point beat Tupelo 28-21. And West Point is undefeated. And that's the first loss for Tupelo.
And I'll tell you another one that I'm not going to put it in the shock column, but what a game by Petal tonight, 20-3 over Clinton, a team that had been rolling.
Well, yeah, and they've lost 2 games. Both of the games are on the road, and I think Ray Coleman made a good point. They got some really young kids playing. They've played well. They've got to learn to win on the road, which is kind of a little more difficulty.
Well, let's go to Brandon Shields, who was at that Starkville game tonight. Brandon, how you doing tonight, son?
Good night, guys. How are y'all?
We're good. We're good. Give me your take on Starkville.
They're finding their identity, especially on defense. Especially tonight. Held Brandon at 215 yards offense. Starkville scored in all phases. Special teams had a block punt for a touchdown. Kingston Johnson, the quarterback, threw for 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, Starkville kind of shot themselves in the foot early in the game, had 2 penalties, called back on touchdowns. And Brandon had some explosives. Tyson Robinson was back. He was very limited coming off the hamstring injury.
Mm-hmm.
So he was limited on his touches. And then Brandon's got to find some they got to figure some stuff out offensively. They're not as explosive, obviously, struggling to score points. And that's been an issue. And they start district play next week with Northwest Rankin.
Yeah, wow.
Northwest had a big win tonight, bounce back, win over Brookhaven. The rubber's meeting the road for some teams, and some teams got to figure some stuff out and figure it out fast.
One of the teams, we don't talk a whole lot about them because, and I'm going to change that because we want to know more about them. But very quietly, Ocean Springs is having the season that they're used to.
Yeah, they're probably the best team in 7A South right now.
You think so?
And we have them ranked 3rd right now in our rankings. That's they're going to stay that way. Even with Tupelo losing tonight, we're just going to flip-flop West Point and Tupelo.
Yeah.
They're really good. I mean, they got a quarterback, Christian Berglund. He's a sophomore. I saw them play the first game of the season against Meridian, and they get after it. Sherrod Whitehead, slot receiver, he's really, really good. And then defensively, they just get after it. They had that big win last week over Picayune, high-scoring game.
Yep.
So, and then tonight, first district, they had a district game tonight over 31-6 win over Biloxi.
And Biloxi's been playing well. The Indians have been playing well.
Biloxi's been they're up and down. That's one team I can't get a full grip on. One week they played good, and then last week they lost 23-6 to Hattiesburg in a game that had like 2 or 3 lightning delays. So Biloxi is a team that they just don't play well on the road. I don't understand why, but they just don't. And so that's one team I'm trying to figure. That, like I said, I just can't figure them out right now, at least.
Brandon, give me your thoughts on the MRA JA game that MRA won.
Yeah, I was looking at the box score earlier. I was like, MRA just do what they do. I mean, Stockett threw for 281 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, it was 14-10 at halftime. They scored. So it was 28-17 going to the fourth quarter. So I feel like MRA just do what they do. They're good defensively, held a very good offense in check. JA only had 128 yards rushing. Joseph Walker threw for 228 yards. So based off the box score, it's just like MRA took advantage of opportunities, really. Each team had a turnover. So
they're going to see each other again, though.
They'll see each other again. Excuse me. That Prep Hartville score is kind of shocking, 40-14. I'm kind of surprised at that outcome. So, that's a shocking one. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I did not see that coming.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people didn't.
No. So, I mean, just, getting some grasping scores like Kosciuszko, big win over Choctaw County. They remain undefeated, 41-25. So that's a big win, especially at so Horn Lake beating South Panola 21-14. That's a really big win.
I don't think we really covered that one much, but that was a big win for Horn Lake.
That was a big win for them. So, I mean, a lot of teams trying to figure something. Another big win tonight was Oxford beating Grenada 31-17. So Grenada, so the the two teams have the longest winning streaks tonight. Tupelo and Grenada, their win streaks are snapped. They had 18-game winning streak.
Wow.
So now, if you're undefeated, I think if you're undefeated, you have a winning streak. You have the longest winning streak. I think that's where we're at.
How about that? Big night tonight, all the way around the state. Do you know where you're going to be next week, or you figured that out by about Tuesday?
I'll be at Madison Central next week.
Okay.
Madison hosts Oxford, so that's the region opener, Region 2 7A. So that's going to be a very big one.
We haven't talked a whole lot about Oxford this year, but they're having a pretty good season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yes, they're I'm gonna find their records here.
Aren't they undefeated?
They're 4-1. 4-1.
They lost to Tupelo.
That's right.
They lost to Tupelo. I mean, in a game last week that was filled with penalties. So Oxford, they got Drew Dean's a really good quarterback. They got receivers that can go. So they got 3 or 4 of them that can. I think all they do is just run fade routes, just go deep. I think that's all they do. So.
That's not hard to figure out. Well, Brandon, we gotta get out of here, but we appreciate you wrapping it up for us tonight, and we'll look forward to talking with you after your game with Madison Central next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Wow, fastest 2 hours.
Just seems like we just sat down.
I know. Well, listen, we'll thank Java Chapman for being here from MPB tonight. Ty Bailey on the phones, Chris Saxon producing, George to my left, JC Fox to my left. Good job on the Crazy Eights tonight. We'll be back here again next Friday night for another edition of Friday Night Under the Lights, made possible by Cricket Wireless. Smile, you're on Cricket. Good night.